Testing 1 2. Once again, welcome to the Brown Spade Podcast Show. So, before we begin, okay, once again, welcome to the Brown Spade Podcast Show. We have Miss Key with us today.
Hello.
And we got Brother Cleve, my brother from another mother.
What's going on? What's going on?
Good. All right. So we're gonna watch this little video that been going viral. So unless you haven't seen it, you're about to see it now. So you guys just hold tight. Let's see. Boom. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
Look, y'all. Every fucking day, my baby daddy comes here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not gonna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids? They ain't mine.
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
What are you talking about? What you
them your kids' siblings though.
So what you?
So my other kids finna be left out. You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
Then if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
How are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Listen,
them are his siblings though. He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings, and they're not eating on McDonald's. Why do I gotta
bring him out to the car?
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you're telling me that I gotta bring? So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. They're your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? So you know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine.
Yeah, they're his siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me?
Because I'm exposing everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're foolish in this bullshit. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all. Then he can't take that. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I could maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. Well, like going to my mother now, spend money on all those kids. They're not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
So that means
yeah. So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Your babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel like I feel away about eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the
room. Send him down
room.
to the car. He ain't even got. He ain't put it. He come right out to the car and eat with me.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here.
Bro,
Give it here.
Give
it here.
You sound stupid.
He ain't eating this. You.
Why would you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as a. Like you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that.
All right, we're gonna stop right there. Oh man. Well, before we begin, can y'all hear me? I just want to say, man, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna go last. I'm going last on this one. So, Key, go ahead.
First of all, that's just a lot. That's a lot. Personally, if you can't take care of your kids, you don't need them. And as far as I'm concerned, the daddy just need to get custody of his son. However, the bigger issue is stop sticking your unit in everything, because something very important that she said, you knew what it was. You knew what you was getting into when you did it.
She said that. She
said, and she's right. That's the only thing I will agree with her on, when she said you knew what you were getting into. She had
and his child is the youngest. His child
is the youngest.
Right.
So there's another video out with her quote unquote defending herself and saying that he was feeding them before and he was taking care of them before, and he was when we were dating
when they were together.
Where are the other daddies?
Okay, yeah, I agree.
What are other daddies at? That is not that man's responsibility.
I agree.
But he has to own his part in impregnating this female. Because what I will not do is I don't have to rely on a man or the government to feed my children. So if you can't feed your children, you saying I get my stamps on the 11th. Girl, you have 4 kids. You're getting at least $700-800 a month in food stamps. Where is it going? But you on social media with your sideways wig on, with your lashes, with your nails, but your kids don't have food.
Right.
And if you want the other ones to have McDonald's too, because he said he comes every other day. That means every other day he got to come bring his son some food.
Right.
You need to send him some money and say, hey, here's some money to pick up the rest of them. But you relying on food stamps, so you probably don't have liquid assets. Right. But these women not going to get me on board with this. You're not getting me on board with that foolishness.
It sounds like she's selling her food stamp. I need to get her phone number and
hello, can I get 200, 300? That'll last me for the month.
I think she's selling her food stamp because. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, this is a lot, and these women trying to defend it, and I'm just not on board with that. You laid down and had 4 kids with multiple men. There is no reason everyone should not be fed. And these men keep laying with these bums, and I will call them exactly what they are. They are bums. All you have to offer is what you sit on. And these men keep impregnating these women. No, you knew what she was when you was doing it.
Yep.
Your baby the youngest. So you the 3rd or 4th fool.
He didn't been around her long enough, because all it takes for 6 months to be around a person for you to,
It takes 6 minutes to be around a hoe to know she a hoe. It's just Come on now. You knew she was on assistance. You knew she had these multiple kids. You knew she had the multiple baby daddies. And it just goes back to what you all were saying about how men don't want to deal with women who already have children. However, she is not an indicator of all women.
Right.
She is not. But she is definitely a special type of specimen for sure.
Yeah. We got Miss Rhonda in the building.
Miss Rhonda.
Rhonda working.
Yeah, she's working. Making all the money. Rhonda making all the money.
Right.
So I'm gonna let Rhonda. Did you? Which I already know. You know the video. I'm gonna let you guys speak on it.
Hey, I don't know if it's my phone acting up or if it's just broken up. It's real child.
Yeah, it's probably your phone.
Can y'all hear me?
I think it's you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Go in and come back.
Hey,
What's going on?
are we talking about this chick on that video?
Yes, the mother of four who's very highly upset with father number 4.
What happened? Did she freeze?
I think it fell or something.
There we go. All right.
Did I freeze?
There you go.
Thank you did. But go ahead.
This is horrible. I'll be right. Something.
We can hear you.
I think her signal is bad. Or something.
Yeah, I think she can't hear us because it's going in and out.
All right, no problem.
And then she fussing about some McDonald's. Like, I don't even feed my kids McDonald's. I don't feed my children McDonald's. But
apparently, her and this gentleman is like apparently he's been bringing food to her, and if you look, you could tell she wasn't at home. She was at some place of business, because on the door when she was standing there, it had like a.
No, that's probably how the apartments made.
Apartment.
But it had
Peppermill used to have the middle door before you go up the stairs. She probably came down the stairs and that's the door right there.
Oh, I was trying to see doors right there. That's true. That's true. So yeah, that's true. So apparently he does this a lot, right? He does this a lot.
He go buy his son some McDonald's a lot.
And apparently she doesn't, because she said when she said she didn't have food, I mean she didn't have a stamp, that lets you know that he was going to get food because his child needed to eat. Like he needed to eat.
And like in the street.
And like you said, Key, the only problem I had was, she did say, like, you knew I had these kids, before you got with me and da. But it's sad because not only did you wait, because he called you and told you he was on the way with the food. You could have called him and said, hey, listen, is it possible you can grab my kids something as well? Or, hey, I'm gonna send little Mike a little June bug down the steps. And let me, because because I know that's the other kids is looking like, damn, Mom, why we don't have McDonald's? You know what I'm saying? But that's not that man's responsibility. If anything, if you have a conversation with the guy, because he was kind of thrown up, like, damn, are you serious? Like, girl, stop playing, huh? Get this food, go feed my child. But she's like, no. I'm gonna expose you. Yeah. So that's when he stood back like, oh, she's serious.
Right.
But she really exposed herself.
She did. And then on top of that, this is the problem I have with our, young, because she looked like she's young, young women who have kids at a young age. They don't want to, nobody can tell them nothing. Like, no matter how many people say, girl, you wrong. I know her family probably say, girl, you wrong. Not all of them, but I know some of them probably say, girl, you wrong. Like, come on now. Why would you expose that man?
Depending on what type of family member she got.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Could be a whole group of ratchets, whole generation.
That is
right.
True.
Them busting rat.
She can't say that she didn't get the information as far as what she doing was crazy. She in her mind is she did nothing wrong. Not the fact that she was out there yelling and screaming at this man in front of the kids, because they was upstairs looking out the window.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at the door listening.
At the door.
Right.
Because little John want his McDonald's. He's standing there like, Mom, what you doing? And then she gonna take the food and throw it.
Right.
Throw it on the ground.
Right.
Throw it on the ground, man. And it's sad because these kids, you can imagine that these kids, the siblings are at war. They probably at each other.
And I'm definitely more concerned about the children, because imagine the trauma. Like, so she also, she's gonna go in the house, get on the phone, talk about this kid's daddy, and
around the kids.
Right.
And that's it just really blows me. It really blows me.
So
it is a little plot. No, it is a little plot twist. No, it came out. I saw something today saying that was actually a skit, that the young lady and the baby daddy is actually together, and that this is what they do for
likes and views and
yeah.
Well, but that's definitely those are scenarios that goes on in our community.
That really
right.
The way they happen for real.
Yeah,
it happened. And it needs to be talked about.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad they brought. Guess what? But in order for them to, it's like they reenacting what done happened several times.
Yeah, so we had this conversation, and this is one of the reasons why the other day we was talking about men dating women with multiple kids.
Right. But here's the thing, and like I said the other day, I'm a woman that married a man with multiple kids that were not mine.
But you are an anomaly, though.
I am, but it definitely happens both ways.
Yeah, but mostly it's the other way around.
Yeah, most of the time,
and majority of the time it's the other way. It's not an ideal situation like you. People don't come across your situation. Matter of fact, people don't even hear your stories often.
This is true. If you in a room with 20 men, if you in a room with 20 men, at least 15 of them had experienced it. If you in a room with 20 women, maybe 2 or 3
live my experience, right?
Yeah. So
but my take on it is this: she hold him, and then that's why I said whether it's real or not, because again, things on the internet you don't know if it's real or not. But for the sake of the debate, just having this dialogue,
it's still stuff that happens.
The thing of it is, I feel like she hold him to a higher standard. And she didn't understand. She didn't want to disconnect, and because that's a real life situation where she did not want to disconnect. They're no longer together, but she still held him to those same obligations that he was living with her. And
the thing that was, go ahead.
And another thing, again, all of these scenarios goes on in the inner city, and she didn't manage her funds that she receiving from the government, her food, which is her food stamp. She's not managing those stamps properly. It sounded like she was more mad that she didn't have McDonald's her damn self. Just saying.
That could be the case.
I had a friend who he went through a situation similar to this, but it was with clothes. And what happened is he was buying his kids, he would buy his son clothes, and when he would drop his son off and his son come with the clothes, he said it got to the point where he asked his son when he come back to his house, his son don't have on his clothes. He's like, "Where's the clothes I bought you?" They come to find out, mother he was sharing his clothes with his other siblings, right? And he was livid. I'm talking about he was livid. He was so mad because he's like, why you got 2 other baby daddies, and why are your kids wearing my son clothes? Like, why? Why? And she was like, what you mean?
So that means she has like stair-step children as well that they can wear.
That's a
Well,
possibility.
you got to also think, Keith, some he could have had. I think his son was bigger. I think his son was the youngest, but no, his son was the oldest. But the other child
were big. They were just big.
They was big for their age. And he, Rhonda. Pause for a second. Muted. So he ended up. He was mad, and he got into it with her. So when he met with her to have the conversation or whatever, he said she had on his son the shoes he bought his son.
Yeah, that's crazy. But just like he said, they got them steps. They got those steps.
And here's
the mother had on the son shoes that he bought, and he was mad. He was livid. So he told him, "Look, I'm not sending you over there with no more clothes no more." He said,
and that's why we have to change as men. I'm not a man, but I really feel like
we know you're not a man.
Like men have to do better. They have to do better. Just because somebody is giving it up don't mean you need to take it. Yes, the women are responsible too. It's just that like you're causing trauma to these children.
Right.
And you're sleeping with these women unprotected. You're sleeping with them. So whether they say, "Oh, my tubes tight," like, so strap it up. It's worse things that can happen than a baby. Like, strap it up, and you raw dogging these women because they letting you. Oh, rubbers don't feel good. I can't feel nothing. And now look what you have to feel. You got to feel embarrassed, and you got to feel put out and exposed or whatever. I'm just like, if you already know that's the type of woman she is, that should be a red flag in the first place. But it's not, because you just weren't about getting some. And now there's a child.
But this what goes. So can you imagine? So can you imagine what Christmas looked like? So if what if his child have these requests for his father to bring those, and those fathers who didn't bring the McDonald's don't bring anything? She's going to deny the child.
He need to get the son for Christmas, have Christmas at his house, and then take the son, let the son go back to the mother's house. My youngest daughter, she has Christmas at both of her parents' house. My oldest is 26, so Christmas is kind of obsolete for her. But my youngest daughter, she has Christmas at my house. She has Christmas at her dad's house.
Right. I mean, it was a crazy. That was a crazy situation, but it's a realistic situation.
It's a very real situation.
Daily in our community.
I got so many stuff. Another homeboy, his son he bought his son a PlayStation for Christmas. His son was 8, and he got a brother that's 15 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the brother took over his PlayStation. Matter of fact, his brother took the PlayStation over to a friend's house. Would take the PlayStation over to a friend's house when he would leave, and then he come back home. The little boy come back home, the PlayStation not there, and he like, where's my PlayStation? Oh, I left it at so and so house. Another one of my homeboy, he was mad. He went over. He actually got into a tussle with the son.
Right.
And the mother, what? Anything come in his house that is pretty. She said it's hers. It's mine. Anything come in his house is mine.
Right.
Anything that come in his house, man, I don't care who bought it. If it come in his house, it's mine.
It won't come in that house then.
And things
like I said, I'm a proponent for being in custody of their children. Man, so I mean, that's what happened in my situation. They were with the ex-wife at first.
Yeah,
you were not fit, because what you will not do is keep calling his house talking about, oh, the lights off, oh, I need food, oh, I need this. Guess what? We're gonna go to court, and we will get custody of these kids, and we will show that you are unfit and you cannot provide for them. We will not keep sending you extra money. Run them on over here, right? And that's what happened. Because don't play with me.
So you different.
Yeah, you different. I'm telling you,
you built different.
Look, I could sit here and give you. I could sit here and give you.
I know
20
you can. I know it
because
happens. I
I mean,
know it
guys.
happens.
I mean, they catch it.
I've
They
seen
catch.
it. So I've seen this scenario so many times. And but again, like Cleveland said with the clothes, I've seen that. I've seen it when
Mhm.
it comes around, and because the kids suffer either way it go. And then like the flip side, I was because me and Cleveland had this conversation this morning, and I told him like and again I don't regret being a stepfather in my first marriage. I don't regret it. It made me the man I am. It made me better. I will say that. But again, it has its disadvantages, and that's what I was explaining to Cleve. Like I would like for those, just for example, Christmas. So if I buy Christmas, I got my biological son there. I'm buying him something. I'm buying them something. And then when they father come, it's like they get the extra. You see what I'm saying? So it's like and I told Cleveland,
Right.
it's in my mind. I don't display it, but it does cross my mind when those events come across my eyes. I mean, I can't deny it. I can't act like it's not there. It's there. You know.
I think it's a little different when you're married, though. But I see what you're saying because
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
they're double dipping. It's like they double dipping.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I wasn't, but I didn't. Again, I never expressed it. Again, I don't regret it, but I never expressed it. But it's like they getting the best of both worlds because, like, I'm like, well, damn it. Well, so if I ain't do shit, for my son, my son would get a damn thing. That type of thinking. Just
Right.
thinking in my head, which is true.
And you know
Which
it's crazy.
they don't owe them anything. Let me say that. Which they don't owe them anything. But by me being in there, their child is
But they
getting the
looking in your
best
face.
part of their child benefiting more because I am there.
I've known guys to have a child by
Okay, Mike.
a woman.
Mike, I send it to you. Check your email, brother. Check your email. I send it to you, Bert.
I know guys who have kids by a woman,
I send it to you again. No problem.
and the woman has kids by other two men, or just one other man, and the other child father is what you consider a deadbeat dad. She don't give him no problems, but the
Mm.
one who is there
Get all the
taking care
smoke.
of the child,
Yeah.
oh my goodness,
Yeah. Yeah.
he catches it like he catches it.
And this is all this go correlates to what we had to show the other day talking about stepfather because again it really is it's a bad investment. It really is. And again, I'm
He
not saying
said a
that.
bad investment.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
you're
you
not
invest
getting
in your
anything in
time,
return.
you
You're
invest
not
in
getting anything in
everything
return.
into.
So you're not when it comes to. And again, I love kids, and I don't have any regrets. But I'm just speaking facts. There's
I
no return.
understand.
I
Trust
mean,
me.
at the end of the day, now it looks good if they say they grow up, become law-abiding citizens. Hey, thank you. You did a good job. That's fine. I appreciate that. That makes me feel great. But you know,
And what from my experience, the flip side of that is, having someone that's a quote unquote stepfather and the other father is very active. I've experienced where it makes the stepfather feel inadequate or
yeah,
feel somehow, unneeded or whatever. But
yeah,
you should really be okay with that. Like the
yeah,
fact that
yeah,
they
yeah.
have a great relationship with their father, you don't have to really do anything for them.
Right. Like I had that. I like with my the baby girl that I raised. Me and her father, we were cool. I mean, he come to the house, we sit down, drink beer. Hell, we even went out
Right.
and kicked it a couple of times. We were adults about it. So I get that part. That part was cool. You know, but the other
Most
one,
cases it doesn't happen like
yeah.
that.
But the oldest one, that was the one that she was the one that gave me the challenge. I didn't have no challenge with the second daughter. I had the challenge with the first daughter. She the one that gave me the most challenges.
Yeah,
You know.
mine was kind of split like that too with my
Yeah,
two
so
daughters
it
and
was.
the one girl.
I will say I hit a 50%. So I had a good experience, and I also had a bad experience
Right.
So
because
so 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 Key and Ron, this is a question to y'all. Do y'all think if a man is paying child support that he should do anything extra?
mm,
I think it should be discussed because it depends on how much child support he's paying It depends on if you all had some type of agreement, like, hey, I'll cover sports, you can cover medical expenses, I'll cover extracurricular, So I, I think I think being an adult about every situation is always the best approach, because my youngest daughter, her dad, he pays child support, is definitely not a lot. I just let it sit in her bank account and she do whatever she want to do with it. But when there's something major that happens, we discuss, hey, do we want to split this 50-50? Do you want to take this one and I take the next one? So we just talk about things. It don't have to be difficult. People just make it difficult. He never has a problem if he has to do. He doesn't even consider it extra. It's just, I'm taking care of my child.
What? Same question, Rhonda.
Mike. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Unmute.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
It's pretty much, unfortunately, it don't go that way all the time, Keith. I agree with you.
It doesn't.
Everybody should be about it, but unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. Because a guy can pay child support and feel like, even if he's paying $40 or $50 a month for child support, that's what he got and that's what you're gonna get, and that's it. And he ain't doing nothing more, nothing less. And I think that it should not be doing more for your child, because when you're doing for your kid, you're supposed to do for your kid and whatever those kids need. And I think it should be something that the parents should be able to get together and take care of.
Yeah.
But
it's not that simple.
I have a question.
The whole child support thing is.
I have a question for both of you ladies on the panel. Does child support supposed to pay your bills?
If it is, I'm getting the wrong amount. Child support can't pay not one of my bills around here, but I do not hound him about child support. I already told you how I feel about that. The only reason he's even on paper is because we were married and we had to do a parenting plan. I could have had that child support increased multiple times since then. I don't need your money. You don't have to pay my bills.
If you don't mind me asking, this is something y'all agreed upon or something that the court awarded?
So when they did the whole financial thing, and at the time, because I made so much more than him, and he made good money too, but I just made more, and they agreed to this little small amount that can't even. I was just like, but whatever. But I wasn't gonna argue about it, because
how could you have gotten more? I don't understand. If y'all went to court and that's what you was awarded, how could you have gotten more? Did he make more money?
He ends up, yes, and then I ended up retiring, so I took an actual pay cut when I retired. So I could have gone back and said, "Hey,
you could have came back and re-audited."
Right, I taken a pay cut. I need more money, but I'm not gonna do that. He takes great care of our daughter. I don't need your money. I can take care of myself. I can take care of my children. I don't need it. So I let her use that money when she want to buy Crocs or whatever she want to get her hair done or go bowling. I don't really care.
Right.
And I've known people, women, to if the man doesn't pay child support, then he shouldn't be able to see his child.
Oh yeah.
I don't agree with that.
There's
more to raising a child than money.
Yeah.
It's so much more. Right. And another reason I didn't go back to get more money is because I want my child to have a comfortable life in both households. I don't want to be raping him financially to where he can't live comfortably. He's stressed out because he's trying to. I want my baby to be comfortable in both houses.
There you go.
I'm not about to rape you.
That's how it should be.
Right. And theoretically it would be nice, but a lot of these women, because I get at it with women all the time. A lot of women have just got very heated with me. And I said, let me tell you something, little mama. You up here, as soon as you find out he got a raise, you want some more money.
Be all in it.
What are you
down there?
Or he got a new girlfriend.
Or he got a new girlfriend, or he got married. Oh, now they gonna count both of their income.
Yeah.
They gonna take money from her too.
You got an extra $25 a month. She got an extra $25 a month. He had a 3% increase.
And
And
that's
got
why I
pissed
like
about
now
that.
how they do
Yeah.
calculations, because some of these women end up getting less than what he was given. He was taking care of your child. Now you
Yep.
don't went to court and got less money with your stupid
Yeah,
son.
because a lot of times that's what
Yep.
ends up happening.
I told y'all she's an anomaly.
Yes. Yeah, and the thing is, it's not too many women that think like that. They feel like, oh, you're not gonna be over here chilling, living life, living it up, and I'm over here, struggling or whatever.
Right.
Oh,
But you're struggling because you're lazy, because you don't have any ground of your own.
Mm,
I don't understand that. I don't understand the whole I'm gonna do well regardless. No
right.
man that's ever dated me or met me will ever say he met me in a jacked up situation. I was like, I need my lights paid, I need my hair done, I need my this. No, sir. No, sir. Key is good. And I want my kids' fathers, they love me, and they be like, you know what? Yes, like they be good. No
Hmm.
complaints.
yeah, because it's not too many
Girl,
women
listen, bless your heart. You hear me, child? Bless your heart.
it's not too many women that think like that. Because most women
Cause
feel like,
Yeah,
it's
they out for the blood. They out for the,
they
if they
out for
know they're
blood.
not with you, they out for the blood.
Well, here's the thing too. I'm very mindful of who I procreate with. There again, the responsibility lies both ways.
It does. It does.
It
I
lies
agree.
both ways. With my first daughter, I was young. I had my daughter at 17. Her dad was at Morehouse. I was a senior in high school. That just went left because it went left. But guess what? I did not chase him down. I did not I just did not. I did what I had to do. When he re-entered her life, he was on it. His
Yeah.
family on it. Because part of the reason he wasn't there was because of me, because I said, hey, look, I'm not chasing you down. I went to the military, did what I had to do. He couldn't get in touch with me.
Right.
And I explained that to my daughter. I said, part of that was on me. I didn't sit there and say, oh, your daddy just didn't did it. I told her what happened at the time and why I made the choice that I made. But when she located him and his family, they were right on it. They picked up, and it was no issues whatsoever.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, because it's a plus for her to, like, she has you,
Mm-hmm.
and and she knows your family, and now she sees her father,
Right.
and she, I don't know if he have other siblings. I mean,
She has two other step siblings,
yeah,
and both of their mothers can take care of the child individually. So it's still me and one of the other mothers. We go visit them. I've stayed at her house. We hang out. They've come down here. I'm just different.
you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Cases is crazy. I mean, I know so many different situations.
Me too. I
Like,
know of them because the women
now that
talk
I think
about
about it,
it.
I'm like, shoot, I should have been a lawyer, because what I see these men go through, and for me, I didn't go through a lot of the things I hear,
Right.
men, I didn't, my
Because of the type of woman you chose to have a
yeah,
baby
my
with.
ex-wife, she wasn't, you know, like that, in going through the whole divorce and everything. I didn't have to go through all the child
Right.
support. We agreed upon an amount or whatever. In order for me to see my daughter, we reduced it. I reduced it in order because I had to come off the road. Other than that, I wouldn't have been able to see my daughter. So we didn't have those issues until later. But Mark, what's going on with you?
Not much, not much. Good
Hold
afternoon,
on. We
everybody.
gotta give a we gotta bring a man right. No 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 no
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
no.
What's going on?
What's
What's
going
going on,
on,
Miss
Mark?
T? How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. Gentlemen, how y'all doing?
We
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 good.
good.
We
We
good.
good. So
What's your
so
take on all this, Mark?
we've been waiting on you.
What's your take on all this, man?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say that I'm gonna tell this quick story real quick because the wife just got in. We're gonna spend our little family time together. But let me tell y'all, man.
You just
You
okay. Go
seen
ahead.
that video? That that just like I told Cleve when I seen it earlier, it just sent me back. Because man, a lot of people don't know, just like how y'all was saying, stuff like that happens every day, every day in our community. It happens all the time. Let me tell y'all what happened to me though, right? My first wife, we got 2 kids together. Well, after we got a divorce. Well, yeah, we got a divorce and she had another child. Well, we have our divorce degree, set up. I'm supposed to get the kid every first and third weekend of the month, and the odd years for summer. So it was my year to have the kid for the summer.
Right.
So tell her, hey, okay. Now we already done talked, planned it, when I'm supposed to come pick him up, and blah blah blah. We done talked about this months ahead. So all of a sudden, I tell her, hey, we're getting ready like a week, the week before to pick them up. I'm going over with them like, hey, picking up the kids and everything, and blah blah blah. And she said, her youngest child, her youngest daughter, she was like, is it okay if she come over and spend summer with y'all over there with them, with her brother and sister? And I clearly told her, I said, no. I said no. I said, she got her own daddy. She need to be with her daddy.
Right.
I said no. I said, because what I got planned is with them. And she said, well, if she can't come, they can't come.
God damn.
So I said, you tripping. I said, nah, it don't work like that. She said, I'm telling you, if she can't come, they can't come. She said, because I don't have nobody to watch her while I'm at work. I said, because she said she's too young to stay at home by herself. I said, that's not my responsibility. Though my responsibility are those two. Now at this present time, they're 28 and 26. No, I'm sorry, 29 and 26. But at that time, they were 15 and 13. No, 15 and 12.
So she had a child after. She had a
How young was the other child?
How old was child at the time? I think she might have been 8.
No, sir.
8 or 9. But still, like I told her, that's not my responsibility.
That's true.
That's not my responsibility. I'm upholding my responsibility. I'm doing everything that it says I'm supposed to do in my divorce degree. Now you're gonna sit back and tell me I can't pick them up because you ain't got nobody watching. And let me tell you, when I tell you she stuck by them guns and she did that, that's when I had to start subpoenaing her ass.
I was about to say,
right.
Sound like contempt of court.
Her ass left and right, dragging her into court over and over and over again.
See,
but it's a shame that we had that she tried to dump that off. I call that dumping that off on me. That's not my responsibility.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Like I told Cleve, I can understand if her father had passed away, you know what I mean? If he wasn't living anymore, then I probably would have considered it.
Right.
Honestly. But her father is out here running the streets like everybody else.
Doing whatever he want to do. He doing whatever he want to do.
He doing what he want to do.
Mark, no. I bet he don't get twice the hell that you catch.
Right.
And listen, I hate to, I mean, I'm not sounding petty when I say this, but then that's an extra mouth.
Right. It is.
And that's the thing. That's
extra
the thing.
light, extra politician, extra McDonald's.
That's contempt of court, number one. You have court documents to say, I get my children such and such. That's contempt of court. But it's also, women have to learn there's more than one way to skin a cat, and all this fussing and yelling and cussing. Sometimes you can approach a man with things like this, and it's how you approach him. And if you say, hey, I could really use some help. The boys was helping me watch her. I'll send some extra money, whatever child support you send it over the summer, I'll send it back. And even if you say no, you still have that right. But there's a way to approach certain situations, and women need to learn how to do those things. With men, they're not obligated to take care of another man's child.
But who's teaching them that, Key? Who's teaching them that? Because they're not going to listen to men. So who's teaching them that?
And Key,
when they come to me, I'm gonna get in their ass. Just know that.
And Key, what you have to understand is that this wasn't a baby mama. This was somebody I was married to. This was somebody I was married to for about 9 years.
Right.
That's deep, bro.
She has been. Do you know? She told me when I told her no, and when I said I was going, that's okay. That's all right. I'm gonna send you to court. You know what she told me? Ain't no court system and ain't no judge gonna dictate the way I raise my children.
They already do.
Guess what? Guess what? I had to keep dragging her ass back to court every time. She got tired of up in that courtroom.
Well, see, here's the thing, Merk. I said this in a show previously that I'm always team black man. I don't believe in dragging black men through court. I will not, unless you have to do something very heinous to me, and then I got my people that can handle you for that. Right. But that's my thinking. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not. But these women, they're always hurt. They're traumatized. They have all this anger and frustration, but no accountability. And it goes to the question Jeremy White said. He understands it's both responsibilities, but do you think it's doubly the responsibility for the person who carried the baby? No, it's not doubly anybody's responsibility. It's half and it's both.
But you know what? What was sad? You know what was sad about that though? That whole situation. Not only I did not get that summer, I did not get my kids. The next summer I did, but that summer I did not get my kids. Do you know? My son was sad. My daughter was sad. It affected them.
It affected everybody, and that's just
because they was looking forward to that.
Right
now, they couldn't do what they were looking forward to. Was going to be with their dad and having a good time
because they had to babysit.
Seeing their siblings
when babysit.
Because they
I gotta ask you this, Merk. I gotta ask you this. So how are you guys' relationship now, if you have one?
Oh, we have a good relationship now.
Did she ever apologize for her behavior?
You talking about my baby mama? You talking about my ex-wife?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about
no words necessary.
Yep.
Say no more. Say less.
Wow. Wow. What were you about to ask me, Cleveland?
So I know you were saying as far as like, because I asked this question to a friend of mine because she was going in on men saying that, that men need to step up and men need to do this. And I said, I agree. And I said, so if a man doesn't step up, let's say the man is not in the child's life, like ever since the baby was 2 and now the baby 16, 17 years old. I said, and let's say the baby goes off and go to college and become a doctor, a lawyer, anything, become successful. I asked him, I said, even though the father was not in that baby's life, I said, who gets the credit for it when the child is, perfectly, just go off and do great things. Who gets the credit for it?
The whoever raised the child, whoever the village. Okay. I believe in the village concept. So whoever helped mold and raise that child, that's who gets the credit.
Okay, let's say the child goes off and don't be nothing in life.
Same.
Because she didn't see it
that way. It's the same.
You know what they say.
She felt like it was. She felt like she should get the credit.
If it's good,
if the
but
child
if
was
it
good,
goes south, then
but
it's the
it goes
daddy's fault
south.
for not being there.
Where the daddy wasn't in his life, and I said no. I said no. You get the same
No,
credit for the child being successful and the child not being successful. You get the same
exactly.
credit because you had enough time to get that child to get. And I said I'm not taking up for the man, but I'm just saying when you realize that the father's not going to be in that child's life, it's you have to step up and put a father figure in that child's life. You just have
And that's exactly what I did. I'm glad you said that because for my 26-year-old, that's exactly what I did. She has a godfather that's been in her life since she was 3. And he's still here to this day. Even though she's located her daddy, he's still around. She has 2 godparents. My second daughter has 2 godfathers, and they're very active in their lives. When graduation happened, they coming. When they doing whatever, they showing up. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I need a car. They are there for my daughters, and my daughters have fathers. So there again, this is just an isolated incident for me, I guess. But I believe in the village, and I'm not one of those women that's gonna say, "Oh, your daddy not here. He wants or this is." I'm gonna find other positive male figures in your life that's gonna love you and that's gonna protect you and that's gonna teach you because I can't teach you what a man can teach you. I cannot. And as for a woman, they're raising these little boys. I don't need no man. I can teach them how to be a man. No, you can't. You don't wake up a black man or any other man. You don't stand up when you pee. You don't
some
like.
of them trying to. Some of them
They
trying
try,
to.
but guess what? You cannot teach a boy how to be a man. I can't teach my daughter how the relationship that she needs to have a male. I can teach her some things, but she needs positive male figures in her life. And that's what I did. And she turned out well. And her dad always thanks me for what I did for her in his absence. And now that he's in, he's like, I got it. I'm here going forward. I got it.
There you go.
Hey y'all, I got to run, but it was good to see y'all, and it was I really
thanks for coming in, brother. We appreciate you.
On the panel, I appreciate it, man. Y'all, everybody, y'all have a good evening, good night.
You too.
All right. Hey, brown spade, peace, and hair grease.
All right, brother. But
it's crazy. It's crazy because men, the men that out here, trying to be and they catch hell, and it's them Ray
the ones that try and catch the most hell. The ones that trying to be a good dad, those the ones catch the most hell. And that's the sad part. But the ones who out here thugging it, so-called hustler, so-called gangster in the streets, they don't bother them. I don't get it. They don't bother them.
They don't. It's like the one that's present, he gonna catch the hell for all the baby daddies. For all the baby daddies not there, he gonna catch hell for all of them.
I must be a baby daddy then, because I caught all the hell with these women not doing what they're supposed to do for their kids.
Yeah, they
I don't know, because some women, just like. I told y'all before, I don't believe in all that baby mama, baby daddy drama, And even though my kids' fathers wasn't in the picture, I didn't go hunt them down either. I'll be honest with you,
Right.
Because you got kids. I didn't do this by myself, but since you chose to allow me to do it by myself, I'm just gonna do just that. And those are things you're gonna have to explain to your kids when they become adults as to why you weren't around. It wasn't because they weren't allowed to be around; it's because they chose not to be around. They rather run the streets and make more babies and do all that dumb shit.
I'm gonna say this: most of the men that I know that don't take care or don't try to be in their child's life, their life is a living hell. They catch hell. Their luck is not good, man.
Not at all.
Good. Their luck is not good.
Those guys most of the time, majority of the time, they be struggling. They struggling.
Yeah, they do. They luck be, and you be like, damn, why you can't catch a break? And you be like, then you find out
they catch it.
And that's because even when Jeremy, he said statistically way more men are marrying women with kids than the other way around. But here's the thing. the women with kids, the kids have fathers. So maybe the men just aren't getting married because they just out there having babies. So it's like that kind of doesn't make sense because a man marrying a woman with a child or children, that the men, they still have fathers out there. And some of the fathers go out and marry other women
and then
and don't
become a
take care
better
of
with
their
dad,
kids.
children.
become a better dad of those kids as well.
Exactly.
Yep.
So it's just like,
Yep.
wait a
But but
minute.
but 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 the statistics still show that 51% of black men are single and childless, and another 30% are married without kids. So I don't.
So
That's
how many women are single and childless? It's a lot of women
80%.
not having children.
No. It's 80.
It's a lot of women
80% of
shooting.
black women are single with kids. 80%.
And how did they end up that way?
Yeah, but from them night that 20% of
The
men.
men is running around having babies with everybody.
Yeah, Nick Cannons. You got Nick. Listen, you got Nick.
uh,
Nick Cannon's
Cookie
everywhere.
Ray Ray and Nick Cannon.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's so unfortunate. It's
yeah.
so unfortunate. And it's more unfortunate for the children than anything. But like I
Yeah.
said, I hear women all the time and I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. I know this stuff happens and we gonna fall out every time
Right,
because I'm not going to agree with you on this, ma'am. I'm
right.
not. Do your part.
And it's we have to realize what the biggest thing is. Is the kids. The kids
It's the
suffer in
kids.
all this. The kids suffering all, and they think by bringing the
Mhm.
court system in, the court system really care. They really care. No, they
They
don't.
don't.
They
No.
don't.
They don't.
Because you got to think they would love to double dip with with child support. Or they'll love to double dip, with them paying giving a person welfare, put a woman that's on
And they
welfare.
do double dip because people don't understand that when you're on, like when they do garnishment. So even once I did my parenting plan with my first divorce, they were like, "Do you want us to garnish his check, or are you just gonna trust it?" I said, "He'll pay me. You don't go in his money. You don't need to be in his business like that." And
Right.
then they put this money, they pull it from the person's account, stick it in a bank, gain interest off of it, and then send it to you.
Right.
So is this really for me or is this really for you?
It's
No, that part, yes, that part they benefit from.
They benefit from it. So
They
I was like,
benefit
no, you
from it.
don't need to garnish his check. He will pay me directly.
Yeah,
right.
that
Stay
part they
out of it.
benefit
This I
from.
don't even want you in here this much, but I have to go through the court to get a divorce. But
Right.
I don't have to go through you for child support.
Right.
And it's sad because women use that against men. They use the kids against men. They use their child support against the men too.
Yeah.
They're angry,
Yeah,
angry and bitter.
threaten them. I'm gonna take you back
Angry
to
and
court.
bitter.
Like,
And bitter.
yeah, like come on, man. Like, where does the kid come into play with this? Because
But that has to do with maturity. You have to be mature. When we divorced, and the first thing my ex-husband said to me, he said, look, I am not a weekend daddy. I already knew that. I didn't expect you to be a weekend daddy. So it was no tussling back and forth. No, she gonna live with me. No, she gonna live with me. We gonna do 50-50. And we split our 50-50 by days of the week, even because I worked third shift at the postal service. I said, hey, these nights I'm gonna be at work. I need you to have her. Okay. The nights I'm off, she'll be with me. And every other weekend. Okay. It was like it's always about the child. It's never we didn't work out. That's fine. It's okay. We don't have to be angry, and our child does not have to feel this. So it's
Mm-hmm.
bad enough it's happening. She don't have to feel this the way. No, I'm not gonna do that to my child, and I'm not gonna do that to her father when he's a great father. He may
Right.
not have been the husband I wanted, but he's a great father, and I'll never take that away from him.
Right.
I've known guys who wanted to get custody of their kids, you know, um, and the mother, every other week, I'm tired of her. She coming to stay with you. Then No, she's not. Then no, yes she is. No, she's not. And then once the child turned 18 and child support stopped,
They don't want the child
They
anymore.
don't want them anymore.
sent them to
Because
the
here's the
father.
thing. They
He
didn't want
sent
the
them to
child
the
in the
father.
first place. They were trying to keep
Mm-mm.
the man. They had babies to keep a man, and then when you didn't keep the man, you didn't want the child.
Right.
And that is trifling.
Yeah,
Right.
I know several scenarios. I mean,
They
it's just
trifling.
so many different. I couldn't imagine the stuff that I hear guys go through. I'd be like, man, like wow, like
And I really hate to see it. I really hate to see it. And but there again, watch who you sticking your little probe into.
and then
About like, because
turn
yes, you're
around.
responsible too, but you keep and you meet these women with all these children, and what baffles me is these men meet women who have children that don't have custody of their children. So
Yeah.
you with the woman that don't have custody of her children, and you
And you,
still choose to lay with
and you
her.
trying to make a relationship with her? Yeah. That's a
Please
red
help
flag
me
right there by
understand
itself.
that one.
Yeah, that's a red flag by
But
itself.
but 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 also, Keith, these men that a lot of these men that are going through this, a lot of these men are doing this. And I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and I asked her, I said, first of all, these men that women are dating that are moving like this, they come from single parent home. I come from a single parent home as well. But it's different when you come from a single parent home and there's nothing but women that are raising you. So these men are doing these things because they have no clue to what men should be doing. They have no clue to how a man's supposed to move. So they out here just reckless with their sperm, just reckless with their
I
sperm.
have a hard. I understand, but I have a hard time. Um, and it's I came from a single parent home. Well, my mom married, but her first, but I knew I did not want the same thing for my children.
Mhm.
So I moved differently. I did something different. Yes, I had a child at 17 because I was 17. I was young, and to this day, I'm like, you really did that on purpose, sir, because I know it was something on that at first. So how I end up pregnant, I don't understand. But 26 years later, here she is. Um, and I don't think there's any excuse for it. We have too many resources. You can learn different ways to do, because I came from a background that most people, they turned out like Bonquisha on there talking about McDonald's and what about my other kids. But I didn't turn out that way because I decided early that I did not want to be that way. My kids 10 years apart. I didn't have another child till I got married. I did not get pregnant again till I got married. So it was no abortions, it was no miscarriage, none of that. I didn't even get pregnant till I got married. So I
And,
just,
and the thing is, it's women that would never get married.
yeah.
Never
Facts.
ever. They've been engaged several times, but they would not get married. So it's a blessing that you have even got married in your lifetime, because it's a high percentage
Twice.
of women are not. Yes, twice. That's something, because not a lot of women are getting married once.
I can see that. I'm seeing that more and more, but the more I talk to these women, I kind of see why too.
Right. Right. And
I kind of see
yeah,
why.
that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother
It
That's
day.
a
really
whole
is.
nother
That's a whole other
Yeah,
subject.
show.
that's a whole
That's a
nother.
whole nother, because so listen, let me say this. And ladies, I know y'all gonna get upset when I say this, but this is what Kevin Samuels was talking about. This is what he was talking about.
Rhonda, you hear
Hold
him,
on,
Rhonda?
can you
He
say it?
said Kevin
Hold on, can you say
Samuels,
it again?
Rhonda.
This is what Kevin Samuels was talking about.
Uh,
He worked with men first. And then after he worked with men for 3 years, he said, wait a minute, these men are doing the work. Let me go check and see what the women doing. And when he did that, that's when he found out here's where most of the problem is right here.
What do you mean doing the work? Doing what work?
Meaning, um, women want men who can provide, protect, a home, a household. That most women, that's what they want. They want a man who can provide and protect. He started asking these men, like, what are you doing? Are you putting in 50, 60, 80 hours a day to be able to provide? Or what are you doing? Are you building up your resume so you can be out here to provide and be able to protect? He started because he's an image consultant. So that's what he was doing. He said you can't go out to the dating market and you not providing what the dating market is asking for. Women want men who could provide. So he started getting with men. That's what he was doing. He did that for 3 years. Like, look, this is what you got to do. He was an image consultant. Then he said, well, then okay, I got the men on their purpose and doing it. Let me go see if I can match them up with the women. So he started trying to do it with women. And that's when he started seeing where the problem was, because you got women that they talk about getting to the back. It's almost like women want to date men for the same reason that
men want to date women.
Yes. and it throws it off. It throws it off.
It's out of balance. It's out of balance.
Like we don't care about your money. We don't care about your degrees. We just don't, because 9 times out of 10 we don't benefit from them. We just don't.
How do you not? So sometimes I have to hear outside of myself and the type of woman that I am, and I have to hear in general. And it like a man can definitely benefit from a woman with degrees and that.
What percentage of women are actually working in their field that they have a degree?
Oh, I don't know that statistic.
Small percentage.
But a lot of people who get degrees don't work in their field. It's men and women.
Well, men is on the totem pole as far as getting degrees. We at the bottom when it comes to
let's reel it back in. We can jump
yeah. That's another topic.
Yep, that's another show.
Because, but yes, this young lady was definitely off the chain with her whole
approach.
If it was a skit, I applaud them. If it was a skit, I applaud them. Yeah. Because it got the world talking. It got the world talking and having this conversation. Yeah, so whoever they are, they brilliant. With them eyelashes, she's brilliant. She had me fooled.
Like they say, art imitate life. Yeah, well, again, I want her to come back and say we were just joking. Or they shoot another video, then I know they doing skits. As of right now, I'm gonna take it for what I saw it for.
The parodies, but at the end of the day, I don't think she was right. Like, that's not that man's responsibility. And if you can't take care of the child, send him with his daddy and let him live. I feel like boys should live with their daddies anyway, especially past a certain age. If I had a son and was a single parent, once he reached a certain age, you need to go live with your daddy.
Yeah.
Because I can't teach you how to be what men need to be.
Right.
So if he's a good example,
that's what I was gonna say. That's why they gotta make sure they choosing both ends. Men have to make sure they choosing man, listen, y'all really, young fellas, listen, y'all gotta really make sure the women that y'all laying down with and having babies with, you're gonna want to see this person for the next 18 years, man. It's crazy.
All right. So in closing, we are past the 1 hour mark.
We are. So,
would you share your food for thought or what something on your heart? Go ahead, Rhonda. Since you on the road, you go and go to first, Rhonda. Since you out here, highway.
You know, I've been. Yeah. I think that it's not a man's responsibility, first of all, to take care of another woman's child unless he assumes the responsibility by adopting that child or letting her know, I'm gonna take care of this child. I think that we are, as women as a whole, I can't say everybody, but I think most women are out of control. with the foolishness to assume or to think that it's a man's responsibility and that just because he knew when we got together, he knew what I had, he knew what he was getting into. Well, ma'am, that was one kid y'all had together, not his
Right.
responsibility. Y'all need to reevaluate how y'all living your lives. I think that's what some women need to do, and men too, who they sleeping with.
I agree.
I agree with Rhonda. I mean, it's not his responsibility to feed all of her children. It's your responsibility to feed your children. You
Right.
birthed them. They came out of your crotch. It's your responsibility and their father's responsibilities.
Yep.
If fathers are not around, it's now yours because you chose the wrong person to have a baby with. It's not this other man's responsibility, and that's just where I am with it.
Right.
Absolutely.
My mine is to the men, fellas. Hey, this is why you should have your own kids, man. I mean, you should. If you do get with a woman, that has a child, fine. But it's a possibility you're gonna run into situations like this. So it's best to have your own kids. But if you are in a relationship with a woman, you got to make sure that the woman that you are gonna lay down with and have a child with is going to not be like that woman because she was off the chain. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe, share. Appreciate everybody that
All
chimed
of
in.
that.
All that, yes.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was crazy. I don't know if it like I said, I don't know if it's a parody or if it is, they did a good job because that is um that's just a little small segment of what goes on in our community.
It
It,
does.
it gets crazier than that. And I'm gonna leave on this note right here. There's a difference in supporting the child and child support.
Right. I like that.
Supporting the child is more important than child support.
Yep.
So, thank you all for coming. Like Brother Clee said, press that like button. It costs you nothing. Press that subscribe button if you like us. Help get that algorithm going. On that
Right.
note, we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.